Hi there, everybody. I'm Laura from Sewing Up Style, and welcome to today's video where I am going to tell you about two different patterns. The first one is McCall's 8117, which is what I've got on, and then the other one is New Look 6891, which is back there. So I was going to wear this the whole time, and quite honestly, I'm cold. So I'm going to show you guys this shirt, then I'm going to take a break, go change my shirt, and so I can be warm and comfortable while I'm telling you about these different patterns. So let me show you. I'm going to scoot you back just a little bit. So here it is in all its beautiful glory. I don't want to do a specific twirl. There's this nice cutout detail. If my pants were not so high, it would have more of a cutout detail. But yeah, it's a nice shirt. This is made out of a sweater knit that came from a Walmart bundle. It is so soft and beautiful. I was thinking that I would be able to wear this underneath like sweaters or jackets and just have a really unique neckline. I think the key for this shirt would be to have the appropriate undergarments because I don't, and it's awkward, I have to say. But this is what it looks like. There's a nice little tie here on the side. I'm losing my shirt. A sec. Well, maybe we'll just let that go because I'm going to change it in just a second. There it goes. Okay, so there were some challenges with this shirt, and so let me go change, and then I will be right back, and we will talk about it. Okay, so I'm changed, and let me tell you, first of all, why I made two shirts and what this is all about. Um, if you know, you've been around for a while, I am a Stray Kids fan. That is a K-pop group, and I really enjoy their music, and I've been doing things, you know, in the fandom for a while now. And this week is the release of their new album, Do It. It's called Do It, and it's released today when you're watching this video. And so the fandom decided to take pictures of the two different concepts of their concepts photos. So one is black and kind of ethereal. I wasn't able to get the ethereal part down, but I was able to sew something black up and kind of go for a more edgy, dark look. And then the other concept is pinks and grays and kind of like celebratory, kind of Valentine's-y, I have to say, and in a good way. And so those were the two looks. And so so I decided, and I decided that I would like to participate in that, where they take the pictures and they put it on threads and just kind of celebrate. It's like a celebration of the release. And so that sounded fun to me. And so I got together with Agata from Agata's Cottage. So I hope you will go over and see her video as well. She's a Stray Kids fan too. And so we decided that we would go ahead and participate and sew up something in a collaboration for us, and then participate in the celebration online for Stray Kids. So that is why I made two shirts. And you saw the first shirt, which is McCall's 8117, and it was version B right here. And I should have made a smaller one to start with. I ended up taking, let me show you, a whole bunch out of the right side. This was the original, well, the original seam was over here. I took an inch out. You can kind of see that line. And then I took another half an inch out. So altogether, I probably took about an inch and a half. So, and it's folded. So what is that? About 3 inches out of the side in order to have it fit somewhat decently. So I did not cut it off because I was afraid that would make this really puckery, and this makes it lay kind of flat. But on this part, it really is not, you know, the best. It's a bummer, but I'm satisfied with it. I would not cut it. I would leave it. So do you think I would sew this again? The answer would be no. I can say it wasn't the hardest thing to sew, but there's a lining piece to it. And so you're making the outside and then you're making the inside and then you're sewing them together. I can't really say. I ended up not understanding the directions very well at all. It seemed like I spent forever trying to figure out. Um, I don't even remember now. It was like a nightmare that I just kind of wiped away from my memory because I just don't want to remember it. It took me a long time though to figure it out, and it really shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been that hard. There's just a few pieces. I mean, there's the front and the back, the sleeve, and then the ties. You would think again wouldn't be hard, but I don't know. It was a struggle. So I chose this shirt because I wanted to sew up something that I thought would be easy, but that would have a really good look, like an unusual something that not everybody would be wearing, and that somebody that was relatively new to sewing would be able to do that, because that's kind of been my thing. If you're older in sewing, it's really nice to have something that is cool, that doesn't take forever to make. And if you're new to sewing, it's nice to have something that you can make that is really cool. This is really cool. It was hard. It was hard to figure out. So I really think it's the directions. I don't think it had to be that hard, but the directions seem to leave things out. Seemed to be and I'm just giving you generalities because, like I said, I don't really remember, even though it was just not that long ago that I did this, like 2 days ago. But let me show you the construction. You do put a little casing, and you put some elastic around this top so that it holds it on to you. So that is good. The elastic guide though is ridiculous. I took off about another 3 inches off of the elastic guide. Okay, so you sew the bodices, and then you attach them. That's where I had the trouble was when I got to the part of attaching the two bodices together. um, it just I guess I'm directionally challenged. It just was not easy. So you put them together, and then you put on the ties, and then you put on the sleeve. And like I said, wasn't hard. It was just difficult to understand. So I don't know. Give it a try if you don't if you already know what you're doing as far as lining things. I think it would have gone much better. I have seriously lined like one thing, and that was the corset um, top, and then the men's corset that I made for Spencer. And both of those are just very easy vest type linings. So it was not at all like this, where it was like, and now you need to turn this that way and then turn it this way and flip it inside out. And it got to be confusing. So, and I was tired because I was sewing like late at night all week long. So that probably didn't help. But anyway, I do like it. I might wear it under like a sweater or a blazer or something like that. I don't know. I might be giving it away. um, the cutout is cute. I like the cutout. I thought that was adorable. I kind of wish I would have used this sweater knit for something else though, because it's nice and soft. So, lukewarm. I'm lukewarm on this pattern. I might try. I like view C. That might be worth trying because it has long sleeves. I have a similar shirt over there, but it's short sleeves. So that might be worth it to try. Although I already cut out a large, so. Oh, and that's the smallest size in this range. I think I got one though that's a smaller size range as well. So I could do a medium and it would be okay. Okay, so new look 68.91. I made view C, and I initially was going to do a different shirt. It ended up having like 9 pieces, and I was making this in the last 2 days. So I was like, no, I can't do that. So I just picked one that was easy, but was lower cut because all of the shirts were up here, and that's just not kind of a, I mean, that's just not the look, you know, it's got to be romantic, not serviceable. So I chose this one because it kind of comes down kind of low. It's kind of a peasant tunic. I did make it a little shorter like I usually do because it did come down below my bottom, but um, I didn't like that very much. So I put in a 2-inch hem. This fabric I got from um, Fabric Mart very, very long ago. Isn't it pretty? Little ballet dancers. I think it's adorable. It's I think it's like a rayon blend. Might even just be polyester blend. I did have some troubles with the neckband. I don't know what happened. I was sewing it on. Oh, wait. So I totally just bias bound the neckband, and um, I obviously it got a little twisted. I don't know what happened. When I was putting it on, it was flat. The neckband was weird. Well, okay, so I'm like remembering as I'm talking. I am so sorry. So I ended up taking out, there is a little loop and button here, or there are ties. Where's the ties? I think this one has the ties. Maybe this one has the ties. So there's that feature there in the middle. I did not want that feature. I didn't want to mess with a button. I just wanted to make a shirt. So I took it out. And the way I took it out was I just um, folded back 5/8 of an inch on the center seam because it was a center seam on the front. And I just took it out and then I just cut it on the fold. And so that gave me this shirt. Um, but then I went to bias bind it, or I went to bind it the way they have it. And for some reason, they had you do it on the inside and then flip it out, and you're supposed to fold it under 1/4 of an inch and then stitch in this in the ditch, you know. There was no way. The binding was way shorter than what you had left. I mean, like I barely folded over the edge, the raw edge. So I ended up tearing it out and then just binding it, and it worked fine. It worked nicely, as a matter of fact. I think the sleeves you actually put the rolled hem in first, and then you put the sleeve in. And what else? There is a center back seam. I'm not sure why. I did not take that one out, just the front one. And otherwise, it was pretty easy. It was pretty easy. I wish the neckline was better. And that might be because I took out that seam, and so it just didn't quite fit. Although I didn't really use the guide, I ended up just putting the bias tape on. So I don't know. You got me. All right, let me go show you. Let's see, what else? Wait, I did a large. Did I tell you that? I told you the fabric was from Fabric Mart. You won't be able to find it because I think it's like 2 years old. And um, how many pieces? There's the neck binding, there's the front and the back pieces, so 3, and then the sleeves, that's 4 pieces. All right, let me go change and I will show you this shirt. So here it is. You can see the neckline lays okay. It just has that kind of a wobble. I don't know what you call it. It's a wobble. So comes down kind of low, but I kind of like that. I think it's pretty. I was going to put some ties because I was thinking it was too loose, but I actually kind of like it. So I had it on with sweatpants, so of course it didn't look good. But with the leggings, I actually kind of like it. I think it looks nice. I'm liking it. I'm digging it more than I did last night for sure. I feel like I might be letting you down because I feel like I should be having more to tell you about this stuff, but they're just basic shirts. Well, the first one isn't. It's not basic at all, but I told you about my trials and tribulations with that, and why bother rehashing that all over? And this is just a basic shirt, but it's really cute. So, yeah. So, thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Before you go, don't go anywhere. What do you think of the shirts? Have you ever made up that McCall shirt, the 8117? And if you did you have trouble with the directions? Because I felt really stupid. I have to admit, I felt really stupid. So I don't know if it's me or if it was the directions or what, but And then would you ever want to sew it up? Probably not after I just said it was like not so good of an experience, but what about this one? What about New Look 6891? What do you think about that one? What are you working on this weekend? Hmm? Are you a Stray Kids fan? And if you are you excited that there is the release today? I'm super excited. I'd like to say a big welcome to all the new subscribers. It's been a fabulous 2 weeks. Thank you, everybody, for coming and watching and subscribing. And to all of you that are watching today, thank you for watching today. I appreciate you all each so very much. Live stream on Sunday. We are working on Wolf Chan's clothes, and they are super cute. And then otherwise, I'll just be back next week with a video. Thank you. Bye.